Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k show. As always, I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes. You're going to want to text the word schools to 623-AZ-RECON. That's schools to 623-AZ-RECON. I'm going to just ask a question to the both of you, and I'll throw it to you, Ryan. When you started having kids, and it was time to go home shopping and looking for homes, who had the bigger say and opinion in the decision-making process, you or Christine?
Christine, or no, me. For sure me. We have a rule in our house. Okay, when it comes to real estate, I make all the decisions.
Okay.
When it comes to education, she makes all the decisions. So, if I bought us a home to live in that was too far away from the schools that she wanted to be in, or the school that she wanted our kids to be in, then guess who was driving them? So that was just how that worked.
Yeah, my wife used to say that all the time. Well, I'll drive. Take care of it, and it doesn't quite.
No, I
work.
had
It
no
doesn't work
problem.
out that
No
way
problem
all the
driving.
time, right?
So I mean,
What about you, Justin?
So I make all those decisions, and at the time
I got to buy your guys' book. I am man.
Well, that was just hey, we're just staying in our lane. She knows more about education than I do. So,
and I actually researched the schools before I moved.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me it was she doesn't balk, question really any of our investment properties, but when it came down to our primary, especially the house that we're in, we knew this is where the kids were going to go to middle school and high school. She had the greater say, definitely, but it was all about the schools. And I know a lot of parents make decisions revolving schools. And so the good news, and we're going to go through a list of the top 10 elementary school districts for 2024. We're going to share them with you. But we also want to remind you that you always have to consider your source of information, because this list, it's an opinion poll, right? Mm-hmm. It's a popularity contest. And some of these schools may, if you're familiar with the area, may leave you scratching your head. But our team, through our software, we have the ability to pull data and research on areas in the valley, and data and research on particular schools in school districts. And so we can do that for you. If you're taking a look at a specific neighborhood, you're looking at a specific school or school district, again, all you got to do is text the word schools to 623-AZ-RECON. So do you want to start with number 10, or you want to start with number 1, Ryan?
Oh, we can do 10. We can do it David Letterman style.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so number 10, and this is what I find shocking, because this is where our kids went to elementary school, is the Litchfield Elementary School District. So great to be in the top 10, fabulous school district, but I would have thought it would have been, Levine Elementary School District is number 9, and I'm not even sure how Levine got on this list, but to think that I should have taken my kids and moved to Levine before I was in Litchfield Park and the Goodyear area.
Well, so obviously there's going to be a number of different variables that's going to play into it. And so Litchfield Elementary, that's a fairly new school district, because, Litchfield, there's old Litchfield where, the Wigwam, and then, of course, Luke. That's been there for forever. And then the early 2000s, that's when Litchfield started to really get developed. And so you have a lot of schools that are, under 20 years old. And so they have facilities, technology, et cetera, that make it, a better breeding ground for education, if you will. And so I could see that happening. And also a lot of the teachers that teach there, they live in the neighborhood. And if you bought back in the early 2000s, it was extremely affordable. And so a lot of them have nice homes that they can afford, because, let's be honest, teachers don't get paid much.
Yep.
No.
Right? And so that's one of the few places where teachers could afford to move to. And so this is just me kind of making stuff up in my head as to why it's doing so well, because I believe that it should be.
Well,
in the top
here's
10.
an interesting question, totally off script here, and hadn't really thought about it. But if you were let's just say a single dad, or all decisions about schools was just laid on you guys, would you rather have a younger, more spunkier, less tainted teacher as opposed to a teacher that's, got some miles on them, whether him or her, and they've been around for 30 years and so forth, responsible for teaching your kids. And for me, I
feel like there's undertones here.
Yeah, there totally
I
is.
would just say
You can see it in his face.
I would just rather have a younger teacher that's got fresh ideas, more open to ideas. And some of these districts that we've already mentioned, in Avondale is number 8, to your point, Ryan, is these areas, as they were growing and getting built out, it made it very affordable for younger families to buy homes and be in these schools.
And Pendergast is number 7 on there. And I have a good friend who taught there for many years. And one of the reasons that she taught there was because they did a pretty decent signing bonus because they were trying to attract talent and they were trying to attract more teachers to come work there. So they did get grants through the state to pay their teachers better signing bonuses, or whatever annually they got a stipend if they renewed. And so I think that's probably one of the reasons why they got it, because what is that, the top, the first 5, I mean, those are young elementary school districts.
And number 6 being Liberty Elementary School.
Yeah.
Liberties, I mean, they have a great school district all the way up through high school.
Yeah,
what a great program.
Surprise, right?
No, that's Peoria.
Is it
Peoria, yeah.
Peoria? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
kind of like
Well,
neighbors.
you talked about offering bonuses to attract talent. Maybe that's what we need to do, and we can replace Justin.
Yeah.
Let's just throw out a bonus. And so, all right. So Litchfield Elementary, number 10, Levine 9, Avondale 8, Pendergast 7, Liberty 6, Cottonwood Oak Creek Elementary School, number 5, Creighton Elementary School, number 4.
Cottonwood Oak Creek, that one was
Way
kind of
north.
interesting. That's in
Yeah.
Sedona area, Cottonwood area, and that's a huge retirement community and tourist community. So that one kind of shocked me. Maybe there's just like super small classroom sizes.
It's a 3-to-1 ratio.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
number 3 is Washington Elementary School District, which we'll talk about that in a second. Number 2, Madison Elementary School District. And number 1, Tempe Elementary School District. Again, it's important for our listeners to understand that this was a business opinion poll, not necessarily based on ratings and grades and things like that. But people can get lost. I know that you, Ryan, are a product of the Washington Elementary School District. It's important for parents just not to look at lists like this. I give it to you.
Yeah. No, just like any city, it's going to, the more densely populated it is, the more spottier it gets. So while there are some amazing neighborhoods in the Washington School District, there are some that are equally not amazing. So when you're looking at these lists, take into that account, and one of the cool things about our state and about our city is that there's so much diversity there too. And I'm not talking about racially. I'm talking about socioeconomics and economics. So you're going to one of the great things is we had kids that had they had a lot of money. To put it bluntly, they were very wealthy families. And then you had some that were food stamps, and then you had people that were all everywhere in between. And I think that is an extremely valuable asset to any school district, because you just kind of have that diversity of opportunities that are there. My wife taught for many years in the Alhambra School District, and it doesn't really shock me that that's not on here, because it was sad. She'd come home and she would be working her ass off and trying to connect with these kids, and then she would talk about bigger picture stuff with some of them, and she said it was a very common thing for them to say, I'm not really worried about going to college because I'm just going to go work at Del Taco with my cousin or something like that. And I'm not knocking the fast food industry. I just don't think that's really the bar that should be set. I feel like those kinds of places are the stepping stones. Everyone needs to cut their teeth in the minimum wage realm and kind of dig in the trenches a little bit. But
I'm trying to get my youngest a job at Arby's, so that I can just benefit.
Yeah,
I love those classic
me
roast
too.
beef sandwiches, man.
A little horsey sauce.
But I mean, you can look at these lists and you can dissect them all day long. But to me, none of this matters if there's not strong parental involvement.
Mm-hmm.
What about the young couple? We're getting married. We're going to have kids one day. I want to make sure that they're in the best school district possible. So let's go out and look for homes in those school districts, as opposed to you got a lot of years before you got to start worrying about schools. Find the area, find the opportunity. It's going to help you leverage and make the most amount of money in real estate, so that when your kids do become of age, you've got something to fall back on. You've got some money, you've got some real estate all ready to help you now get into where you want to be.
Especially if you're a young couple, you don't have kids or trying to have kids, or your kids are really young, and you want to follow the real estate 401k program, then just know that those 2 years you're going to blink and you're going to be in your next property, and chances are by the time that your kids are going to school, then you're going to be in your third or fourth one, and making this a deciding factor for your first property is kind of a moot point, and it's actually going to probably handicap your decision making.
Yeah, and Ryan is referring to our real estate 401k program, where we help you end up with 5 homes in a 10-year process using under $100,000 worth of cash. If you're a young couple and Justin has got a great down payment assistance program that could help you get into your first home with very little money out of pocket, you don't have any kids. By the time your kids, assuming that you wait 4 or 5 years, by the time you start having kids, now you're 10 years into this and you own multiple properties rather than just the one.
Bingo.
All right. Well, more importantly, lists and opinion polls like this obviously mean very, very little. You want to get into what is going on in specific neighborhoods. What do the economics look like? What do the school districts look like? What do the schools truly look like when it comes down to official ratings and grades? And we can pull that information for you. All you got to do is text the word schools to 623-AZ-RECON. That's schools to 623-AZ-RECON. All right, boys, Friday afternoon.
All right. Here,
I'm hungry.
We got to crumple this. No one ever gets to see this. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
We're doing the shots.
Show it to me so I can see the.
All right, Ryan, Justin made it.
Oh, way right.
You missed it. Like at no looky.
Nah.
Mike gets a slam dunk.
Mine's a blind shot.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Friday afternoon, we're going to leave here hungry, and you want to take one of our listeners out to get the best Italian sub.
Of course it's food.
Of course it is, in the great state of Arizona, or the Phoenix metropolitan area. Ryan, where are we going?
It's a toss-up, but I got to give you one, right? I can't give you two.
Well, it depends on what the first one is.
All right, Romanelli's. Romanelli's is a small Italian deli. It's off of like 35th Avenue and like Dunlap. I believe it's on Dunlap. And it's been there since before I was born, and it's actually an Italian grocery store / deli, and they make the best damn crusty Italian bread, Italian sandwiches that you can possibly ask for. It's unbelievable.
So I'm a bit confused. Is this the first day that you've ever learned that I like Italian subs?
No, I've tried to take you there.
No,
a couple
you
of
have
times.
not.
Dude, shut your
When
mouth.
when have I said no?
Oh.
No. Hey, Mike, do you want to go get some food? No, Ryan,
dude.
I'm full.
Dude.
When is that? When have those words ever coming
I
out of
know
my
that
mouth?
one time we tried to go do it during COVID, but they were closed for obvious reasons. But yeah, they're the best sub in town in my personal opinion.
Okay.
You know one thing that I've learned.
Okay, hold on. Without explanation, what's this number 2? Just
Stumpy's.
Stumpy's. Love Stumpy's.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I've learned being around you guys is that I'm really deprived on food around here. You guys know all the places, like dialed in, whether it's
Because you're always
from
too busy to go out with us.
Well, I mean, it's crazy though, because all mine are basic. I'm Jersey Mike's. That's my.
And that's not a bad answer.
I like it.
If
it's easy.
if you
it's quick.
are Italian or from Italy, that's a terrible answer.
That's probably is. I guarantee it.
All right. Really good news then for you.
Okay.
As of last week, the Target shopping center that is within a half a mile of our studio just put in a Jersey Mike's.
Okay.
It's a game changer for me.
Yeah.
All right. Mine. Oh man, it is. I have been going to this place. They've had different locations throughout the valley. This particular location, it may be the only one left, is on Scottsdale Road and Shea. It is called Guido's. And
Is that where you took me?
I did take you there.
Yeah,
Yes. And I have now I've heard DeFalco's is the best. I've never been, so I can't say it, but Guido's for my money. It is it's perfect. And it's an Italian store, so if I'm making lasagna at home, I go down and get
Same with Romanelli's.
go get all the good stuff. And you know what really makes a good Italian sub? Not all pepperoncinis are created equal, but you got to have that right pepperoncini on top.
And I do like the Chicago flair. You know, like where you can get the sport peppers too, if that's what you want, or what are they, Jardinera or whatever.
Those are oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
god, I love those.
yeah. Oh, unbelievable.
All right, well, we talked about schools. Obviously, you can text the word schools to 623 AZ Recon. But if you want to take us for an Italian sub, we're not going to ask for Jersey Mike's. We're going to go to a good place. All you got to do is text the word sub to 623 AZ Recon. That's sub to 623 AZ Recon.